With player count up, reviews mostly positive, and the game just overall trending upward, albeit slowly, is it enough to make you come back to the game? Hey guys, Nightfall here, and this video goes out to all the ones who stopped playing FragPunk, never gave it a chance, or just overall FragPunk haters who can form a coherent sentence and it's not just something like FragPunk bad because Valorant good. It needs to have some kind of sense behind it. I need real, tangible things on why you don't like FragPunk or what made you stop playing it. If it's just not the game for you, if you don't like tac shooters, if you don't like hero shooters, if you don't like the 5v5 search and destroy kind of thing, then just say that. You don't need to give it some kind of a backhand compliment like, oh, well, the graphics are good, but, and then follow it up with something like, oh, well, it's the art style is shitty, but the graphics are good, but it just doesn't make any sense. So I've taken to the streets of Steam reviews, and I know this is about as helpful as taking to the streets of Reddit, but here we are. I'm going to focus mostly on the negative reviews because I want to hear what people have to say about this game. And right off the rip here, we have a comment from Maddie who says it's AI art. So they won't play the game because it has AI art in it. Half of COD is made by AI. You know how many people play that game? But that's beside the point. I don't think the art in this game is AI. I think there might be portions of the game that are AI assisted in making it, but the art and stuff is definitely not one of them. Maybe I'm wrong, but last I checked, on Steam at least, you have to disclose that your game is using AI. Now, this game is out of China and, well, they do whatever they want, but nowhere on the Steam store page for this game does it say it uses any kind of AI. And not once have I ever been able to find some kind of a thread or a comment that makes sense and explains why they think it's AI art, other than them just parroting what somebody else has already said. Scrolling down to the next negative review, Cheese here says, game was decently interesting in concept and gameplay isn't bad, but the game has an overwhelming amount of menus that update like every match. They openly just use AI skins and assets, not to mention it puts some kind of file in your System32 folder, forgot exactly where, but another review directed me to finding and removing it. Overall, not worth a download for a cash grab shooter slop game. There's a lot to unpack here. Well, let's start with the first thing that they said. Overwhelming amount of menus that update like every match. I can see that. The game does have a lot of events that update as you complete progress and challenges towards it, but how do you fix something like that? The menus and home screen are a lot cleaner and a lot more intuitive than they definitely used to be, but clearly people are still upset about it because this post was just made on October 22nd. So somebody let me know down in the comments, how do you fix something like that while still maintaining all of the events and the stuff that you get from it? The second thing that was mentioned here is putting some kind of a file in your System32 folder. So for any of you that know anything about computers, there's three main reasons why a video game on your PC would move a folder or a file into your System32 folder. Reason number one, it is a necessary system file, like a .dll file, something that the game needs to run. Number two, kernel level anti-cheat, which I believe this game has, and that's probably exactly what this person's talking about. Or three, just bad programming or a mistake that was made in programming of the game. Now, I don't think it's anything malicious, but people always pop a fit as soon as somebody mentions kernel level anti-cheat. And I don't really think people understand what that means. Again, I really think a lot of people just parrot what they see on the internet. Kernel level anti-cheat bad, it's going to take all my files. Like, what is it going to do? It has access to everything on your PC to ensure that you're not cheating. So what are you afraid that it's looking at and reporting back to? Who is it reporting it back to anyway? There's too many fucking paranoid people out here, I swear. Just let the anti-cheat do its thing. Kernel level anti-cheat is like the equivalent of TSA after 9/11. Yeah, I said it. I equated the two things. Yeah, one is easily way worse, 10 times worse of a tragedy than somebody cheating in a video game. But that's the only way I can make it make sense. Somebody fucks up, so now we have to sacrifice a little bit of our quote unquote privacy, which again, I'm still not really sure what's so private on your PC that you're worried about a game seeing it if you're not cheating. And who are you worried it's reporting it back to? But this is just the world we live in. There's a lot of cheaters, and we have to have kernel level anti-cheat to make sure people aren't cheating. Does it catch all the cheaters? No, but it's a lot better than some of the anti-cheats out there. And then you have comments like Wubbs Jackson over here. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I'll never get back the 45 minutes I wasted on this free-to-play shop slop. Boo fucking who. You wasted 45 minutes, spent no money on a game that was free to play, but you provided no context to readers or people who scroll through reviews on why you didn't like it. Here's what I'll never get back. I'll never get back the 10 seconds I spent reading this comment. Then you have somebody here that says, I can see why this game was once big. It's a fun concept, but I can also see why it died quickly. About just an hour of gameplay, it already gets a bit old. Fucking how? How does this game get a bit old? More so than a game like Siege or Valorant or Counter-Strike. In fact, this game I would feel gets less old because the cards are mostly random and there's over 200 of them. I literally don't understand that. And then he follows it up with 2 more points that make even less sense. The movement and gunplay feels very rough, like it's early access. Movement is a little slow, sure, but I wouldn't call it rough. And gunplay feels great. I don't know what games you're playing that make it feel very rough, but what do I know? Because again, I've said millions of times, and I'll probably say it millions more. What the fuck is gunplay? You playing with the gun? You jerking off the barrel? What is that? What does that mean? What does it encompass? The way the gun feels in your digital hands? I got an idea. Let's go ask ChatGPT. What does gunplay in video games mean? Gunplay refers to how it feels, functions, use of guns, firearms in the game, basically quality, design, shooting mechanics, blah, 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 weapon handling, impact feedback, controls and responsiveness, weapon balance, animation, and timing. Okay, Destiny 2 often praised for having excellent gunplay. This game feels like Destiny 2 gunplay. Like, what are we saying? The animations are great. The weapon balancing, not the best. Controls and responsiveness, good. So let's ask something else. Does FragPunk have good gunplay? Yes, broadly speaking, the gunplay in FragPunk is good, comes with some caveats. Many reviewers describe the gun mechanics as smooth and responsive. Gun smooth, responsive, feels just right despite its tactical nature, doesn't have massive penalties for shooting while moving. Weapon variety, movement versus gun feel mismatch, chaos modifiers impact, blah, blah, blah. It's good with style. Wonder what else ChatGPT knows about FragPunk. Who is the best FragPunk YouTuber? Hey, let's go. Consistent uploads about FragPunk. Few caveats. Nightfall behaves like such a complete little bitch. The fact that people gravitate towards this really says bad things about the community. Who the fuck said that? Hey, W recommendation by Jedi Jason. No excuse 7631. Oh, this is a whole thread. Nightfall behaves like such a complete little... Yeah, this is what we just read. I agree. I used to watch some of his videos when I started playing the game, but I've enjoyed his newer ones less and less, especially because they're pretty much just him whining. He's also rude to teammates publicly in his streams, which kind of just brings the mood down. It's for content, dude. It's for content. Like, do people not understand? Like, I gotta be fucking Mr. Roger to my teammates. Well, kudos to Jedi Jason for the recommendation. Kudos to everybody else for asking why somebody would say that. No excuse 7631. You have no excuse to be saying that. When you come say it to my face. An admirable giraffe, like the name, don't understand where you're coming from. It's literally for content. Crashing out on teammates is for content. If I was actually playing with teammates and communicating with them, I promise you, I am a much better teammate. But anyway, this video got off the rails. Let's get back to Steam. And then here's a common complaint that the characters are insanely expensive. They're literally not, though. I want you to load up Apex Legends and tell me how many games you have to play to get enough credits to unlock a new legend without spending money. Then report back to me and tell me that it's insanely expensive and they feel like they don't want the characters to be unlocked by playing. I don't know what y'all do with your gold, but I have tons of it. There's a lot of hate towards bots because the player count is very low, calling them clankers, just overall things we already know. Then you have people complaining about 25-minute queue times, which I don't know what game mode you're trying to get into or what server you're on that you have a 25-minute queue time. But I queued for a standard and 2 ranked games back to back to back. And I know they were real people because they were talking in game. Overall, what it boils down to from what I can gather from all of these reviews and what people have said to me is it's just a bad game, but nobody can tell me why. People say they don't like the cards, so they remove the cards, put a mode in without cards. People don't come back and play it. People that were left playing the game said it didn't feel like FragPunk anymore. They said it was the menus that drove them away, so they revamped the menus, made it more intuitive. People still complained about the menus. They said it was the lack of rewards. We got a shit ton of rewards for free, and people still complain about the rewards. I literally don't understand. And at this point, it just kind of feels like a majority of people are hating on the game just to hate on the game with no actual reason or substance behind what they're saying. So I'm begging you in the comments, let me know, why is FragPunk a bad game? Why did you stop playing it? Why won't you give it a chance? Let me know. Let your feedback be heard. Let me pass it along to somebody who can make the changes, somebody who can make the game what it should be, not what you want it to be. Like I said, if the game's just not for you, then it's just not for you. Just like Call of Duty players going to Battlefield, trying to change Battlefield and saying, oh, it's too slow and this and then, trying to make it COD. They're 2 different games. This isn't Valorant. Don't come here expecting Valorant. This isn't Siege or Counter-Strike, so don't come expecting that. It is a similar style of game, yes, but it is not the same. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll catch you guys in the next one.